Amid centuries of history and mystery, a disturbing question arises. What if Jesus had left a will? A secret document full of revelations that never reached the hands of humanity. Imagine the impact this message could have. What was written? What secrets could have been buried in the shadows of time? Stories tell of missing manuscripts, of banned texts that could completely change our view of the life and teachings of Jesus. Was this testament a lost guide or a warning? Each clue leads to a new mystery, and each mystery leads to more questions. What really happened to this supposed will? Was it hidden by powerful people, or was it simply lost in the mists of history? As we delve into this enigma, we find ourselves not just searching for a document, but also searching for truth. What hides between the lines of faith? Prepare for an eye-opening journey through forbidden stories and ancient secrets. What would you do if you had access to this message? Let's unravel the mysteries of the lost testament of Jesus together. The idea of a testament of Jesus is not new and goes back centuries of history. This notion has its roots in religious and apocryphal texts that attempt to capture the essence of Christ's teachings. Many scholars believe that during Jesus' lifetime, he may have left written or oral messages which were passed down from generation to generation. These oral traditions played a crucial role in shaping what we know as Christianity today. Apocryphal texts, which were not included in the biblical canon, are also essential to understanding this story. They offer a different perspective on the life and teachings of Jesus, suggesting that there was much more than the canonical Gospels reveal. These texts, often rejected by religious authorities, may contain fragments of wisdom that have not yet reached popular knowledge. Oral tradition was a common practice in Jesus' time, and many of his teachings may have been passed down in this form before being recorded. Thus, the idea of a lost will may be rooted in the way stories and teachings were shared, reflecting the importance of orality in the culture of the time. This dynamic between what was written and what was transmitted orally forms a fascinating backdrop for the search for the lost will. Throughout history, researchers and theologians have pored over these texts and traditions, trying to discover clues about what the content of this testament could have been. The combination of historical accounts and the exploration of little-known texts also fuels curiosity about what Jesus really wanted to leave as a legacy. The lost will, therefore, becomes a metaphor for the search for answers within a universe of uncertainty. In short, the history and context of the Lost Testament lead us to reflect on the complexity of the transmission of Jesus' teachings and the importance of each document and report that has survived over the centuries. This quest is a journey that continues to capture the imagination of many, seeking to understand what may have been left for humanity. When it comes to what Jesus' Lost Testament could contain, the theories are varied and fascinating. One of the most common ideas is that he could have profound revelations about his mission on earth. This includes not only the message of love and compassion, but also a clearer vision of the purpose of his coming. Many believe that if a will existed, it would help clarify aspects of Jesus' life that are often debated. Another possibility is that the will contained previously unpublished ethical and moral teachings. Although many of Jesus' principles are well known, there is always room for new interpretations and revelations. A will could offer practical guidance on how to live in harmony with others and the world, something that resonates deeply in times of division and conflict. Additionally, some theories suggest that the will could include direct instructions for its followers, helping them understand how to apply its teachings in everyday life. This could serve as a practical guide, something that many still seek today to face modern challenges. The idea that Jesus could have left specific guidelines for life is very attractive and inspiring. The quest to understand the contents of this Lost Testament also raises questions about the interpretation of existing scriptures. If there were indeed additional teachings, how would that alter the way Christians view their faith? This reflection is constantly debated by theologians and scholars who try to imagine how this information could impact religious practice. Lastly, the idea of a lost will invites us to contemplate what it really means to follow the teachings of Jesus. If there were a document that could further illuminate its message, many wonder what it would mean for contemporary spirituality and the search for a more meaningful life. The investigation into manuscripts and relics that could be related to the lost testament of Jesus is a rich and intriguing field. From the discovery of ancient texts to reports of missing documents, the search for these manuscripts has become a veritable archaeological treasure trove. Several scholars dedicate their lives to finding fragments that can add relevant information about the life and teachings of Jesus. One of the most famous cases is the Dead Sea Scrolls, which include texts dating back millennia and offering insight into the culture and religion of the time. Although they do not contain a testament of Jesus, they help us understand the context in which he lived. These discoveries often reignite public and academic interest in what else might have been lost. Furthermore, historical accounts mention documents that could have been destroyed or hidden over the centuries. These stories are often shrouded in mystery and speculation, leaving researchers searching for clues. The destruction of texts considered heretical or unorthodox by religious authorities throughout history is a recurring theme, raising questions about what else could have been lost. Archaeological searches also play a crucial role in this investigation. In many parts of the world, excavations have revealed relics that may be linked to early Christianity. Each discovery brings hope that a new piece of the puzzle can be found, revealing more about Jesus' legacy. Continuous research into lost manuscripts and relics keeps the flame of curiosity alive. The possibility that documents still exist that could change our understanding of Jesus and his teachings is a constant invitation to exploration and questioning. And so, the search for these lost treasures becomes a journey that fascinates both academics and the general public. The revelation of a lost testament of Jesus could bring to light several theological implications. For many scholars, this would mean a re-evaluation of the fundamental beliefs of Christianity. The idea that Jesus could have left unpublished teachings could challenge traditional interpretations of the Bible, causing theologians to reconsider the nature of his message. This could open space for new discussions about the divinity of Christ and his relationship with humanity. Furthermore, the discovery of a will could impact the way believers understand Christian morality and ethics. If new teachings were revealed, it would be necessary to reflect on how these principles apply to modern life. Christian morality, often guided by canonical texts, could undergo a significant transformation, leading to a more inclusive and adaptive religious practice. Another important aspect would be the relationship between faith and reason. With the introduction of new teachings, religious communities could be led to talk more openly about faith, allowing for a critical analysis of beliefs. This could result in a more dynamic theology, which takes into account contemporary realities, such as social and environmental issues. Debates over the interpretation of Scripture could also be intensified. Theologians and believers would find themselves challenged to reinterpret biblical passages in light of new teachings, promoting an environment for healthy debate. This dynamic could result in an enrichment of theological thought, allowing for a greater plurality of interpretations. The possibility of a lost will could resonate in several religious traditions, not just Christianity. This would open up a space for interfaith dialogue, where different faiths could meet and discuss their views on Jesus and his teachings. This exchange could enrich mutual understanding and promote a more collaborative spirituality. The relationship between the church and politics throughout history is complex and often marked by mutual interests. Many religious institutions over the centuries made decisions that were aimed not only at faith, but also at maintaining power. The concealment of documents, such as a possible testament of Jesus, could be seen as a strategy to preserve established dogmas and avoid questions that could threaten the authority of the Church. History is full of examples where politics influenced religion. During the Middle Ages, for example, the Catholic Church had immense power and often used this power to control information that could be harmful to its domain. Reports of documents being suppressed or destroyed due to political interest are common. The preservation of official doctrine often took precedence over the search for truth. Furthermore, the relationship between religion and politics continues to be a relevant topic today. In many countries, Religious institutions still exert influence on political decisions, and this can lead to the concealment of information that challenges the official narrative. The protection of certain teachings or texts can be seen as a form of social control, where faith is used as a tool to legitimize political actions. The discussion about hiding a lost will also raises ethical questions. To what extent should religious institutions be responsible for preserving the truth? Transparency and access to information are fundamental in any democratic society, and this includes the religious sphere. This dilemma is particularly relevant in times when misinformation is a growing concern. This interaction between the church and politics can have a significant impact on contemporary spirituality. Distrust of institutions can lead many to seek a more personal and less institutionalized spirituality. This change may be a response to the recognition that the search for truth must prevail over imposed dogmas. The narrative of Jesus' lost testament has captured the imagination of many people over the decades. In books, films, and documentaries, this story has been explored in different ways, leading to a deeper reflection on the figure of Jesus and his teachings. Literature, for example, has taken advantage of this theme to create plots that mix fiction and spirituality, attracting readers who are looking for something beyond what they already know about Christian traditions. Authors have ventured to imagine what could be contained in this testament, bringing new interpretations and challenges to established beliefs. Films were also not left out of this exploration. Titles that revolve around the lost will tend to have a dramatic approach, with characters searching for answers that could change their understanding of faith. These films not only entertain, but also provoke discussion about the nature of spirituality and the search for deeper truths. Thus, the idea of a lost will becomes a vehicle for questions about existence, purpose, and morality. Documentaries have been an effective way to present the story and theories about Jesus' lost testament. They usually bring together experts and historians who discuss the implications of this narrative. In addition to analyzing documents and manuscripts that could be related to it, these productions help to demystify certain aspects of history, bringing to light evidence and theories that are often left out of the most popular debates. The combination of images, interviews, and critical analysis gives the subject a new life on screen. The cultural impact of this narrative can also be observed in debates on social media, where people share their opinions and theories about the lost will. This exchange of ideas demonstrates that, even in the information age, interest in spiritual and historical themes remains strong. The lost will thus becomes a symbol of the human search for meaning and understanding, resonating with those who feel disconnected from conventional religious traditions. Furthermore, the lost testament of Jesus has influenced modern spirituality in unexpected ways. Groups and movements seeking a more personal connection with the divine often turn to this narrative to seek new forms of spiritual understanding and practice. This rediscovery of the figure of Jesus, far from traditional dogmas, speaks directly to the contemporary desire for authenticity and religious freedom. And so, the search for the lost testament of Jesus leads us to many intriguing questions. What could be contained in this mysterious document? What truths could shake the foundations of what we understand about his life and teachings? Imagine a world where this message was revealed. How would this change the way we view spirituality and religion? Stories of secret manuscripts and banned texts surround us, and each new clue makes us question, who would be interested in keeping this truth hidden? Could it be the powerful people of the time, fearful that Jesus' message could free the masses, or perhaps a secret order, jealous to protect the secrets of the past? As we navigate this maze of mysteries, we remember that the truth is often hidden in plain sight. Have you ever stopped to think that the answers we seek may be closer than we imagine? What would you do if you found this will? How would you react when you discovered that Jesus' message could be different from anything you had ever learned? Keep exploring with us. After all, the search for knowledge is a never-ending journey, and revelations can be lurking around every corner. Don't miss the next chapter of this story.